Hello, my name is Charlene Garcia Sims, and I'm the Genealogy and Special Collections Librarian here at Rawlings Library. Of Chicana and Chicano activism, and included is a chapter written by Deborah on education. Mexican-American community strives to close education gap by opening colleges. Deborah Martinez Martinez received her PhD from the University of Colorado at Denver. Her thesis was about leadership of Colorado Chicanas and Chicanos. She has always been an advocate of encouraging students to choose college as a doorway to the future, having worked for Colorado State University at Pueblo for over 20 years, guiding traditional and non-traditional students to an educated future. Since retirement, she was an historical interpreter at El Pueblo History Museum. Under the imprint Vanishing Horizons, a publishing company she and her partner Robert Pacheco started, she has published 11 books by other local authors. Today, she will be talking about her new book, Chicana Activists of Colorado, Powerful Women, Paper Dolls, and Their Stories. So Deborah, tell us about the book and what inspired you to write this book.
Sure, Charlene. Thank you for having me on Book Talk. The book, Chicana Activists of Colorado, Powerful Women, Paper Dolls, and Their Stories, is a special kind of a book. During Year of La Chicana, we wanted to have a special book to salute many of the Chicana leaders in our state who had not really been recognized. And it came to mind to do this because in the early days of the Chicano movement, it was the men who stood front. It was the men who answered questions from the media. And finally, there came a time when the Chicanas were tired of making burritos, as someone told me, and they took the microphone in their own hands. And from then on, all odds are off. They've been out there in every corner of the state doing wonderful, wonderful work.
The book is very unique. And it's in a portfolio format. Please tell us why you did the book in this format.
Sure. The book is, because it's a celebration, the art portfolio is a way of doing something that is very, very new. And the actual paper dolls within the book and their stories are in a stack. They are unbound. And these unbound stories reflect the women themselves, because these are unstoppable women. They cannot be stopped as they go on looking for social justice, looking for the rights of people who have had their rights taken away from them. Chicanos who have not been seen as vocal became very vocal because they were there. These women were incredible.
Thank you. I love that idea of being unbound, because then the opportunities and what they do is limitless. Please tell us the names of the 21 women. Where are they are from, and maybe a little description about each one.
Sure. The first one is Neva Romero, and we celebrate her every year. She was a student leader at University of Colorado Boulder. She came from Ignacio, Colorado. Mothers of Casa Verde did service to youth in Pueblo. Of course, Charlene Garcia Sims is a lifelong teacher of literacy and genealogy from Garcia, San Luis Valley, and Pueblo. Always a leader, always helping people to get their voice heard. Deborah Mora Espinoza has been involved in the history of education. She has a history major, and she became curator and director of El Pueblo History Museum here in Pueblo. She's from the Western Slope and Boulder and Pueblo. Valma Roybal is into cultural preservation with her Ballet de Folklorico dance troupe here in Pueblo. Shirley Romero mentors youth, and she's an organizer from San Luis. Priscilla Falcon is a college professor, and she mentors youth both in Greeley and in San Luis and also in New Mexico through a special program. Rita J. Martinez is an organizer here in Pueblo. Juanita Dominguez is a musician from San Luis Valley. Carla Barala was in education and then moved into construction. She is the only woman in Colorado that has the licenses that she does have. Guadalupe Briceño is an organizer from Brighton. Diana Velasquez was a curandera in Denver. Jenny Jaramillo Sanchez is an organizer in Center, very well known for voting rights and the rights of migrant workers, workers in the field. Carmen Roybal Arteaga has been principal of her own high school that taught Chicano studies, taught languages like Nahuatl, and she is from Pueblo. Rita Martinez Melgares is an attorney, and she is from Alamosa originally and educated. Her law degree is from Creighton University out in Omaha, and she decided to stay and help the people of Omaha, very much into social justice her whole life. Ann Domingos is from Pueblo. Angela Giron is a former representative of the Colorado State Legislature. She's from Pueblo. Judy Baca is MSW Chicano Studies, East Side Pueblo. Diana Ortiz is in voting rights and political issues here in Pueblo. And Delfina Garcia is an organizer here in Pueblo. Ruth Griego Coca is a musician, very well known, and an organizer from Aguilar. But of course, she travels all over because that's what organizers do. They go help others in their getting their voice heard, and others come here to help get our voice heard.
Thank you, Deborah. It was such an honor for me to be included with this women, because what an amazing list of women that have done so. Oh gosh, I just can't even describe how amazing they are. So my next question is: the book does not include clothing, but tools such as microphones, hard hats, gavels, agendas, typewriters. Tell us, why did you choose this over clothes?
Well, I wanted to emphasize that clothes are not important. What people look like is not important. What is important is the voice that tells of the hardships of the people who work in the fields, the poisons that they encounter, the voices that say it isn't right for children to be excluded from certain programs. A lot of that activism in social justice just does not have anything to do with what you wear. So the tools, and because it's a teaching tool, because the book is a teaching tool also, the tools are a way to say, give a shout out and say, this is what we do as activists. You hold a mic, you have an agenda, you have a guitarra that you're playing and communicating. Hard hat for women who are in the construction fields. Trying to think of the other emblems that we use. There was an emblem that I chose to include. One of the tools of an activist that is an ear. That's what's on the sheet, is an ear. Because all of these women in the book, one thing people would say about them is they listened to me. They heard me. They heard my voice. And they amplified my voice, and they took the challenge. That's what they would all say. So you have to be an activista, you have to listen to people, not just talk. You have to listen.
Tell us about one of the unusual tools in there is the bolt cutters. Tell us about the bolt cutters.
Well, I was intrigued because one of my ladies said that they had gone to have a meeting, and this was for farm workers movement. So they went to have a meeting at the parish church hall and they had permission from the father to do so. When they got there, the doors were chained shut. And so the one of the leaders, Jenny Sanchez, called, and she asked some of the women who were with her, which were sisters. She asked them, well, what should we do? What should we do? And she was asked, well, do you have permission? Of course we have permission from Father. However, the church board was entirely Anglo, did not include at the time any Mexican Americans. And she said, well, open the door, get in. He said you could do it. So bolt cutters came up, and Sister Alice Lawler and Sister Ronnie Rodriguez took the bolt cutters and opened the doors for the people. And they had their meeting. Brave people. There's a story like that with every one of them.
Yeah. Wow, this is like a movie in the making. This were two nuns, right?
I thought it was exciting.
I want to picture that in my mind. So thank you. That was such an interesting story. I also noticed that there are another 80 women listed in the section, More Women of Heart and Action. Will you talk about one of these women?
Yes. I sent out requests for nominations for women to be included in this book, and many women were nominated. You know, we could not name all of them. But I wanted to focus on some women who were seen as being back of the counter kinds of people who were very responsible. And I never would say that the woman I'm going to name is on our list because she's the wife of somebody. She's not. She's on the list because she was there. She was a partner to the person who was promoting the Pueblo neighborhood health centers. And she was the face that we always saw. When I would go to the clinic, after my daughter was born, we would go to the clinic, and hers was the face that greeted us warmly, gave us courage to go on, talk to the people, and made them feel comfortable. And that is Lillian Rivera. And so I was very proud to be able to include Lillian for all the work she has done for our community over the years.
Thank you, Deborah. Would you like to say anything else about the book?
Well, yes. You know, one of the things that I didn't mention in the book is that all of these ladies, all of them are such role models for us. Not only for me, but I bet, Charlene, you could say that some of them were role models for you as well. These ladies have been so thoughtful and kind and generous with what they have done with our community. And one of the things I want to do is put them in Wikipedia so that their information is much more available, so that their biographies will live long past them, and people can go see and study what did they do, what strategies were their favorite strategies, what goals, what demands did they make? I mean, if you're going to have a protest, what's your demand? What are you asking people for? You have to be able to be clear, concise, and that's something that they have showed us how to do. And I think that's a wonderful part of this. So it will go on.
Thank you, Deborah. And a very important thing that we need to let people know, how do they order this book?
Yes, they can order through our website, vanishinghorizons.com, and horizons is plural, vanishinghorizons.com. They could also just call me, 719-561-0993. Just call me and we will get a book in the mail to you.
Thank you, Deborah. And I don't know if I can show this real quickly, but to order this book, call 719-561-0993 or go to vanishinghorizons.com. The cost of the book is $18. Thank you so much, Deborah. Congratulations.
Thank you,
I
Charlene.
hope you keep on writing and publishing.
You're always an innovator.
We have almost 500 books in our special collections section of Rawlings Library, written by local authors in the last 40 years. If you're a local author and we don't have your book in our collection, please call us at 719-562-4700. 5600 and ask for special collections. And we will do everything we can to get your book purchased and put in our collection, because it's really important to have all our local authors in this collection. Thank you for listening, and look at our website for future book talks, and have a good evening.